PK Dynamics are in on the red side, the China side. So it looks like a pretty standard hold here, and it looks like PK Dynamics are working at pretty much the inside of the lobby to try and hold that point. But it looks like now you're going to have the members of Pyro start to move around the side of the buildings, trying to put some pressure and maybe a little bit of a back rage in, but it looks like Icaho got taken down pretty quickly. So right now, PlanetKey Dynamics has an A and a B hold, or sorry, a B and a C hold, and they seem relatively comfortable with it right now. But pressure is still being put on by Desco onto Enozy, who is in process of defending that C flag. And now he's coming under even more pressure, and this is where it's going to get pretty knotty for them at the moment. So it's still all to play for. Obviously, there's only a difference of about 10 tickets between the two teams.
Yeah, Enozy is going to be back here behind the C flag to try and hold this off. It's going to be a 2-on-1 situation, able to take out one. Can he take out the other? I think his teammates actually did it for him. So they are going to be looking really good as they're going to be getting into a trip cap coming out really early on into this game. Tom is going to be sitting over here onto that alpha flag to try and defend it for his teammates. We'll be able to get one. Can he get the second one? Pulls back. He does, but the third and a fourth come in. Massive spawns coming in here for PyroGen. 166 to 190. They are going to be on the back foot right from the get-go here. So, yeah, this is definitely shaping up to be an interesting match here with PlanetKey not pulling any punches right from the start. They are going for the throat. And it's looking like a really good setup here for PlanetKey. They do have two players that are going to be sitting back on C, which I think is a little bit overkill. I would like to see, you know, a little bit more aggression over there towards that alpha flag. I like to see a lot of back rages on this map. How about you, Chad? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, outflanking and outmaneuvering people is always going to be an important part of this this particular game. The thing is, look at Dynamic's scene. He's in such an important position right now because if you look at him, he is over by the B point and he's actually stopping those spawns coming in behind the B point. But now they're going to start putting loads of pressure on him and taking him down. And so as a result of that, you saw PyroGen actually focusing their attention. But it means that the bleed is still against them, and now it's about 40 tickets difference. But Scene's position that he had outside on that road area meant that he could see anybody making transition in towards B, but also he could stop any spawns coming in through the back entrance and into B and surprising his team.
Oh my god, beautiful hold here for PlanetKey as we're seeing Tom just beasting it up here in the center. They're going to be holding on to a 3-man push that was going to be coming in. They said no, and they will be able to hold on to that beautiful hold. And now look at this, 4-man spawn at the outside alpha, and once again going for that trip cap. So PlanetKey here, they know what's up. Like you said before, they're heating it up. They're another team. Things are starting to click, and we are definitely seeing that. And yeah, I mean, just beautiful plays coming out here. Still going to be over here onto this alpha flag. Should be able to get the finish. The cap will be able to do so. 120 to 185. If they lose this, this is going to be pretty bad, but Audi is going to be over here onto A. He spots out one into the stairs, spots out two, will be able to get Hadri. Can he get the second and the third, as they're just going to be stacking up for him? I'd like to kind of see him bounce outside of the building, go for some kind of a back rage. At the same time that's happening, though, we did have a fight over here onto Bravo flag. Top Hat was going to be able to get the touch on the flag. Will not be able to get the burn just quite yet. Tom is going to be trying to get in there to save it. 2-man 2 fight going to be happening over here onto Alpha flag. Or Charlie flag rather, and it looks like the winners will be PyroGen in that exchange. B flag still going to be getting contested, but Tom was able to get the cleanup there. Still going to be some spawns though in between C and B flag. Still no flag here for PyroGen, as they really need to get something up on the board. 90 to 181. It's almost a 100-ticket game, and this is not where you want to be sitting on Land King Dam.
Definitely not. Now, one of the things I did notice is you had Phalanx holding down that C point. Now, he pretty much remained at the bottom of the C point to try and prevent any spawns coming down the bottom of the map and causing his team to get outflanked. As a result of that, PyroGen actually may have made a mistake by committing too many people to the take of that C point, as the two guys in there, Phalanx and his teammate, managed to do a great job of holding them up. And as a result of that, it meant that the opposing team were able to hold the A and the B. The bleed was against them, and now they've got the very difficult transition to make from the C into the B point, and they're having to spread all around the building to try and get in through those important choke points. And this is time that they cannot afford.
Not only that, but PyroGen is leaving nobody back to defend their gimme flag. They're not leaving anybody to stop a counter push. And look at this. We're seeing Scene jumping right in onto this Charlie flag with no opposition, basically. We will be having one trying to get up into the stairs, but he was able to get the cap on the flag, able to provide two player spawn, and they will be able to hold on to this. Nice pickup there for Tom. They did lose Bravo flag, but I really don't think they're going to be in too much of a bad position here. Felix is going to be pushing up onto Alpha. We do have, oh my gosh, no, they will be getting taken down, as I thought for sure they were going to be able to clean up the picks there. Tom, though, going to be making his way over here on Bravo. We do see a 2-on-2 shaping up here. And I would like to point this out, though. I mean, PlanetKey doing really, really well on their frags. Look at this. I mean, 15-3 Tom, 14-4 Inosi. You have 10-8 on Scene. So they are really heating up on their frag battles. And that could be why, really, we're seeing them just in such a dominant position. Is because when you can win all of your one-on-ones and even your one-on-twos, then you can just kind of go around wherever you want on the map.
Yeah, now one thing to bear in mind is, I mean, you look at those scoreboard, especially for PK Dynamics, and you say Felix, he's only 3-7. Why is that? And the thing is Felix is actually remaining as an anchor for his team. So he's remaining back, he's holding back, he's not getting into the battles, he's remaining there as a spawn point anchor for his team. And also, if he remains far enough back, he also prevents spawns coming in from the opposing team. So these are important factors. So, you know, score is not everything. This is probably one of the most important roles you'll see being run is in this particular Battlefield team, is that guy who is basically remaining as an anchor for his team. Because if they're only pushing up with 4 men, they're always going to have one guy holding back. They've always got the chance of recovering quicker than an opposing team who lose all their team members.
Yeah, just want to point this out. Scene with a beautiful pickup over here onto Alpha flag. He was able to take down 2 players, save the flag for his teammates, but he used the environment to his advantage. Shot an explosive barrel, killed a guy, came around the corner, hit fire sprayed him, went out to the balcony, got another kill. Just making it look easy using that M16, which you don't really see used very often at all. Deco is going to be coming back on the outside of Bravo flag. It's going to be a 2-on-2. So many spawns going to be out here for PlanetKey. As you were saying before, stopping a lot of those pushes for those back rages, but we do have PyroGen getting a couple of nice pickup kills and should be able to clean this up. No, as we do have Scene with the stop once again. What is his KD right now? Scene, he's only 15-9, but definitely heating up. 17-5 Inosi. Let's take a look at what he can do. As he's going to be spotting out one over here onto Alpha. We'll be able to get the cleanup there, and he gets another one with his pistol. There you go. That's how you do it, guys. And we are going to be seeing Charlie and Alpha going into their possession. Another trip cap in their favor.
Yeah, now you can see as a result of that massive spawn coming in from PyroGen onto the C point means that they're going to start moving up in all the various ladders and doorways, and also trying to move up onto the B point. Now Scene, the advantage that Scene has in that position that he is holding is that he is behind good hard cover, but also he has visibility of anybody making a transition from the C point and anyone making a transition from the A point. Obviously he's not going to stop anyone right now as he just got shot in the head.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that a lot of people don't really understand. Beautiful nades coming in with those RGOs. And another pick up there for Felix. That, oh my God. Beautiful plays coming in for PyroGen. Lots of really good frags. 8 tickets left, 159-8 in favor of PlanetKey, as they have just really muscled PyroGen. Something that I did not expect to see, as PyroGen just not able to get anything going in their favor. And yeah, so how much do you think that this is actually the map?
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's one of those things where also to bear in mind that there are 2 members of PyroGen who are ringers, so that's also going to affect them. And bear in mind that PK Dynamics is playing with its proper lineup, so they were always to a certain degree going to have the advantage. But yeah, this is always going to be a difficult map to play, obviously because of the multiple levels of the A and the C point and the B point, which tends to become the focus of attention. And really, holding that B point and holding it successfully tends to be the key to this particular map. You will not see a lot of A and C holds. You just generally don't see them because of the spawns of the other teams, means that they can actually be compromised very quickly. So you'll see either an A and a B hold or a B and a C hold. And then most of the focus of attention on the teams will be literally leaving a single man back on the gimme and keeping the pressure and the hold on the B point. So most of that focus tends to be inside the lobby, and the team that wins the battles, the 1-on-1s and the 2v2s and all the rest of it in the lobby, is going to be the team that holds that flag.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have PyroGen with a trip cap there for just a second. We'll be able to burn these tickets down. Now, To be honest with you, they may have been just a little bit cold on this particular map coming in. So they will be able to burn quite a few down. I don't think it's going to be enough. 120 to 3. They just had way too much of a deficit to really come back from. And I think B flag will be going into the favor of PlanetKey here in just a few short moments. And once it does, that is it. So GG's there to PlanetKey as they're going to be able to take this round 120 to 0. Going to round number 2. Chad, what can PyroGen really do to come back from this, or can they at all?
They can come back from it. What they've got to do, predominantly one of the key factors in that battle, I would say, you're going to have, obviously, their anchor man, so to speak, Felix. They need to literally try and lock him down and take him out as quickly as possible. But Scene, he was one of the key players in that particular strategy with his visibility. So he can spot the enemies coming from A, he can spot the enemies coming from C, and he can also act as a spawn anchor point at the rear. If they can actually take Scene out, if they can deal the damage to him and put him on the back foot so he can't get back to that point, then there's a good chance they might actually be able to get the intelligence as to who's moving in to that B point and actually get into a situation where they control the B point better. Obviously, there was nice use of smokes around the B point. That's going to certainly help, but obviously, it's a double-edged sword. You block the enemy's view, but you also block your own view. So it's going to be interesting to see how PyroGen are going to do this. It's going to be a pretty uphill struggle for them, but like you say, PyroGen, you'd never discount them. You've always got they've got a possibility. They've got the cojones, I think you could say, to bring it back.
All right, well, let's see if they can do that. Chadman definitely has the vote. I don't know. I'm going to say that PlanetKey is going to do the same thing. PyroGen's really going to have to heat it up, but PlanetKey just on fire right now. They have all of their starters, it looks like, and really, I mean, Anosi just beasting it up. Tom doing a great job. And then, of course, Scene with those stops on the backside of the field was really doing a good job for his teammates. But we also got to point out the fact that, yeah, they have 2 ringers on PyroGen, so not going to be really in their favor as, like we stated, with Infused. You throw in 2 people you're not used to playing with. It changes the dynamic of the game. Another little update here before we get started. Fnatic will be facing off against eSuba in the quarterfinals. Impulse was going to be losing in that matchup there. So here we go. We are going to be starting out. Let's take a look at the breakouts. We're going to be having a 5-man breakout towards C. Nobody actually electing to go for a back rage over here through the plaza. So that's an interesting move here. Usually we see at least one. Tom is going to be making his way over here onto that Bravo side of the map. We'll be able to get the flag in their favor. He's going to be just kind of shooting out some walls there, just initially to try and get some lines of sight going on. Wow, massive push over here for PyroGen on the backside of B, but guess what? We have Audi, who's going to be able to get a nice back rage coming in, and really look at that kill feed right there, man. That is all PlanetKey all day long. PyroGen just getting completely wiped up. In fact, there's only one player that's going to be left back up. That's going to be Ikeo, and he's using the engineer kit here. So that's interesting. Usually you don't see engineers used at all on lane game. Damn, he's going to be able to spot out one, but will not be able to get the rocket kill. Not really sure what his goal here is. I don't know. That was just weird.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what he's going to be trying to do is that because they've got the C point, if they can actually get rid of a lot of the cover, it means that they can take off the single guy, Enozy, who is basically the anchor at the A point. If they can take him out, that means basically they've got a chance of pushing hard onto that A point. So if they take out his cover, it's going to make it a more difficult job for him to actually hold that point. Part of the problem that happened at the start of that particular match was the speed at which PlanetKey Dynamics got into the B point. They got inside the building, they were able to secure it before their opponents were even anywhere near. And as a result, you saw PyroGen locked outside in the road on the right-hand side. And as a result, they didn't have the cover, they didn't have anywhere to dive out of trouble, and they got shut down pretty quickly. So PlanetKey Dynamics doing the right strategy, getting in there, securing the B point very quickly, and as a result of that, PyroGen are now on the back foot.
Well, not only that, but I also have to point out the fact that they did not go for any sort of a back rage, and usually you see at least one player, just in case they get wiped on B, that initial 3-man push, will be able to get some kind of a back rage over here on the Alpha. Now, we do have a big fight happening over onto A, and it looks like PyroGen will be able to stay alive there. They do get the cap onto Alpha flag, but nice transitioning coming in here for PlanetKey. Once again, nobody back there on Charlie to save it, and they will be able to get the cap. 191, 148. This is looking like game 1, man. I'm sorry, Chad.
Yeah, I mean it's looking nasty right now as far as PyroGen are concerned, because they are being taken down as they're pushing in towards that B point. You're gonna have Felix, who's going to be guarding the back entrance, as that's being a pretty hardcore push coming in, and Outie also in the process of trying to defend that B point. Now it could be that what they're doing is they're swarming all over the B point, sheer weight of numbers and gunfire, and that's exactly what they've done. But Enozy has moved into a position where he can start going up against the likes of, or to have his teammate in there as well, working together, taking that A point back. Mouse seems going to try and move in and maybe try and deny that. But the most important thing is they've got the B point. And now they can start to put pressure onto possibly the C point, but they've got to leave Chop Chat behind in order to try and defend that point. And he's going up against Outie any second.
Yeah, and yeah, this is just not going to be looking good for them whatsoever. But we do have Deco, who is able to come around the corner and take that C flag for his teammates, able to get a 1-on-2 fight. They need to step up. Do that a lot earlier, as they only have 7 tickets to play with here. 186. I think this is going to be it, guys, as PlanetKey showing their dominance here in the quarterfinals. They're looking to really make a splash here in this Go4 Cup. They want those EMS qualifying points, man. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're after right now. And a point made in chat is the fact that if you use the RPG to take down the defensive area on that flag, once you then capture that flag, you do not have cover behind which to hide yourself. So it is a double-edged sword. It's whether or not you feel confident enough to be able to defend that point with less cover than you would under the normal circumstances. So it is a calculated risk. Has it worked? It looks like PK Dynamics seem to be doing a good job at the A point and holding on to it. The B point is being held as well. And now you can see multiple members of PyroGen have been taken out. They're pressuring the B point at the same time as Scene has moved in and is starting to get the C point for a possible triple cap.
Yeah, absolutely. And just look at those KDs right now, man. That really tells the story. 9-2 Scene, 9-6 Audi. I mean, just positives across the board for PlanetKey. And then if you look over here at PyroGen, they just could not get anything going. You did have Adrian with 9-4 really trying to hold it down for his teammates. But when you go in 3-7, 3-5, it's just not possible. I mean, you really can't get anything going on, especially when you're losing team fights, which we saw quite a bit. We saw PlanetKey winning out on a lot of these 2-on-3s, 1-on-2s type situations where PyroGen just, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it, and you can't get those wipes. Also, we had PyroGen almost wiping. I think they actually wiped out once in the second round, but in that first round, how many times did they wipe? At least twice. And that allowed 2 trip caps for PlanetKey.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that you want to try and avoid. That's why PlanetKey were playing with a sort of an anchor man back, because it enabled them to, even if they lost a 4-man, even if it was going on a 4 versus 5, they were confident enough in their skills that they could feel that they could compete on a 4v5. And also it meant if for whatever reason things did not go according to plan, they got side raised or whatever, that they still had that spawn point, and they also had the advantages of that spawn point being held back. So I would say good strategy. And there we go, perfect example. He knows he comes in from the C point after everyone's dead, and pretty much is now in a position to pick up what's left of his team and then start defending that B point, as you've now got another push coming in here from PyroGen, and they're pushing in as well. Looks like Tom and his teammates Scene got taken down, but Enozy, yes, the battle nozzle himself, also managing to catch a few bullets in the B point, changing ownership. So these are the kind of things that it's important to bear in mind when you're playing.